Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this is for you. Welcome for Intimate Closet Talks. But I didn't feel like climbing back in that closet back there. But that's where I sit, right in that chair, right there. But there's some stuff in the way, right here, to climb over that to get in there to the chair. Anyway, let's start with a smudge. I'm gonna get to the Daily Crumb in a moment. Of course, releasing, lots of reflecting, right? Doing the self-love thing, okay? Let's do some smudging. I know we've been dealing with lots of heavy stuff, and I'm not the only one. Let's do the smudge. I got a sacred smudge here. It's got the sage, it's got the cedar, it's got tobacco, and of course some sweet grass. That'd be me. Part of my name. Sweet grass, water, medicine, woman. And this is a Palo Santo I've got here too that I just kind of like add in as well. I mean, depending on the area that you come from, your sacred medicines might be slightly different, but they tend to be for the same thing. Look at that. Look at that go. Woo! Well, let me get to... We're pulling back the vials. All right, let's look at the wish you could smell that. This is the owl feather from the wing. The owl that I found on the side of the road. Oh, yes, I put down the tobacco. I honored it. And I left the remains of the carcass there for mouse to eat. Yeah, let me burn out to the feet. You smell that? You smell that? I wish you could smell that. Well, you know what it smells like, don't you? Before I put that spiral, I think it was a clip from a bracelet. The spirals, sacred spirals. Yeah, I love when the smoke comes to you and it goes into those sacred spirals as well towards you. Climbing up. Maybe I should pause that music. I see love around me, featuring Jonas, in case you heard that song, and I should give out the shout outs to who wrote it and whatnot, what have you. Swinging! I'm swinging. This is what we do. This is why I show you. Why I share it too, you know? An example. Processing, acknowledging, releasing, how we can feel our feelings. And you know what? Hey, it's not the end of the world. No, I feel like it. I don't want to go. I can't do it no more. But you know what? Hey, I'm still here. Man, you put that music on, I'll hit that dance floor. Absolutely, for sure. That's just been me. And I've had blessings in my life. And even if I had rose-colored glasses on, and you know what? Who knows? Maybe my parents did have it right. But they're human beings. And other jealous beings, instead of bringing themselves up, try to pick apart something so beautiful. Because the way I saw them, they didn't have this, they didn't have the jealousy. There'd be a girl come and plop themselves down in my Bob father's lap, who's my dad for so long. call him Bob Father now. Any man can be a father. It takes someone special to be a dad. That's what's he's near and dear to my heart. But anyways, the woman could plop themselves down on his lap, and Mom would say, well, he's going home with me. I'll let them try, right? And that's where that song comes up. You can dance any dance with a guy who gives you the eye. Let him hold you tight. You can smile. Every smile for the man who held your hand neath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me. I know Michael Bublé did a version of that song. Love the original, but actually Michael Bublé does another one. I usually tend to like the originals more than remakes and stuff like that, but there are very few remakes. Like, Riptide by Vance Joy, I believe. I know somebody who did a version of that, Michael Curry of the Mike Band. And, the original version and his version are like equal to me. And that doesn't always happen. Anyways. Okay. I want to be original me. And, I swear I'm building up that self-love and doing that self-care and practicing when I preach and all that. Right, this here is the reminders of the beautiful beings that have been in my life that, like I was saying, like my parents, I think, got caught up in appearances. Maybe they let their heads swell a little bit. I don't know. Or maybe, that was just toxic. And because, we rationalize that, well, it's not like that, right? So we okay, well, I didn't have it that bad. So we kind of reason out, but we're still accepting that abuse, that toxicity into our lives. Because, it's not as bad as that. I don't know. What is that for you? I got this sitting here because this was my big sister. One that made a very, very huge impression on me and always with me. And also part of the story why I believe in love, and you never know, because this left an impression on me so very young. She was with this big man and just loved him too. Pokeroo was around, he'd come down, Pokeroo. He's a huge man. She does this little bitty thing, and I think that probably gives me my my fantasy of I want somebody I gotta step on a stool to kiss, I saw that with my Auntie Caroline and my Uncle Greg too. But we also have, those child brains, those little ones, those perception of what that is. We don't know. We're not really in that relationship. I've learned a lot. As I grew older, that it's not quite what I'd seen. But anyway, yeah, so Earl and her great big husband got a divorce. And I was really young. And she shared this with me. And she looked like my real big sister or my mother. My Barbie boo. Barb Gravely now is Barb Hansen when I met her. Hansen Harper High. That was their costumes there. So this was, she put this together for me as her time because she's my big sister. 10 years older than my mother. 10 years older than my mother, but like all the camping and stuff like that, she put that together. Let me see if I can find one of that. Harper Hansen High. We went as cheerleaders, dressed up as Groucho Marx. My cousin Carolyn was involved in these big sisters too. We went to the zoo. Sent my grade 8 graduation too. Oh, you know what? I don't have a picture of the cheerleaders. Wow. Like I had when we were the King and Queen of Hearts there, and when I was a car bar. That's me. Barbie. look at that. The camping, all that. It was so beautiful. She was a social worker. I think I've shared that before. Her best friend was like the secretary for the mayor of Barry. And there she is at my graduation. That's my grade 8 graduation. I wanted a Cinderella dress, and what I meant was the ripped up, torn version, but they gave me the after version, whatever. And if I said anything, I was complaining. But it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't my vision. But I had to go with the other's vision that they got from what I'd said. But it didn't match what was in my head. But okay. I still got that dress too. Beautiful. And I appreciate it because my mother took some time in that. So then I felt bad because I know they put a lot of time and effort in that. I didn't want them to feel bad. But it wasn't what I wanted. It definitely not even close to what I wanted. But I appreciate it. The effort that went into it. I appreciated it. But it wasn't what I wanted. Absolutely. Like, and then the camping, I fell off one of these beds, and, you know, they thought, is she dead? I was all wrapped up in the thing. Anyways, those are some beautiful, beautiful, good memories. But I still had this green doll somewhere. That's my Barbie boo. The Barbie boo. I love her, and I miss her too. Well, she's in Cornwall, so she just lives far away. She just lives far away. So, but my hair was so straight when I was a kid. And look at that. There we go. Look at. You see me? There's pink shorts right there. Look at that. Look at how straight that hair. Right, can you see all that? Oh, I love that coat too. Love the skating. I loved my Barbie boo. I still do too. Those impressions, those important things, and I was so grateful. So grateful for that. I tried to get that for my daughter too, but it's not the same. It's not the same. There's no connection between her big sister and I. Younger. Talks more with the father and stuff like that. There's absolutely not a connection there. That's something anybody that talks to their father. He's so convincing and such a great actor, and with this things going on, and because I didn't know what was going on, and I'm feeling ashamed in myself and stuff like that. But things I don't have control over. I don't need to be ashamed of myself for being autistic or having this neurodiverse brain. There's nothing to be ashamed of. But someone put that on me. With a hypervigilant about controlling myself. Being reasonable. Fitting in to other people's boxes. On my free time I can be me. Let my freak flag fly, and boy do I too. And I've had a few friends that I thought that I could do that with too. But then not embarrass them. Or whatever, I don't know. So we grow, right? That's why it's so important to have that love for self, right? That's a portrait I did for myself. I did myself. It's not complete, and neither am I. But that's how I feel. This little insight thinks it's better just for me to hide because people just keep getting hurt and disappointed because I'm not the me in their minds. Lots of review and stuff going on. Lots of beautiful things coming in. But you know what? As a human, I feel these feelings. Feel, acknowledge, release. Because this little here, you know, didn't speak much. Was told to, you know, when I wanted a glass of water, go sit in front of the sink until somebody came by and, oh, did you want a drink? You know? This little felt like a burden. Felt like she had to protect her mother. Felt very blessed. And that if I wasn't grateful, there's something wrong with me. If I wasn't grateful, right, that wasn't as bad as this one, or it wasn't bad as that one, you know. As far as I know. As far as I know, in my mom's family, you know, she's the only one that literally had to flee for her life. As far as I know, in those ones, you know. And from what I witnessed and what I'd seen, she was the lowest in the income level out of almost all of them. And yet everyone came to mother's door. So I can understand a lot of even where she is now. Like, giving up, can't beat them, join them. That's something that she even said. And that's something that I don't want to do. No, I want to keep in my loving lane. I don't want to become narcissistic. I don't want to become, you know, I feel the bitter and grow wiser and human. So my mother is still giving me a beautiful example. I wanted to be just like my mother. I wanted to be a complete reflection of my mother because I want her to see all the beauty she be. Right? And she see it in me. It didn't turn out that way because it just made her jealous of me. I didn't make her jealous of me. But that was something. And that she said to me. She actually said that to me. And she actually said that it was too bad my ex was the father of her grandchildren because they have a lot in common. These were actually said to me. I felt bad for taking it personally. Not understanding where she was coming from. And that's where it was a big backwards thing. It was like I needed to be considerate of the adults in my life. Not give more stress to them as a child, right? Because that's the child's job, is to make sure the adults are okay. To make sure, you know, the child's job is to make sure they don't add more stress to the adults that are already stressing out already. That the adults have been through so much. The children must take care of that. How does that sound to you? Does that sound like a truth to you? That's what this little's run through. This is what I'm still growing through. I'll live my life for me. But I need to a little bit. But then I feel selfish. Excuse me. So, anyway, that's a longer closet talks. There we go. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel with this little? How do the adults feel in, you know, in your life? Did you feel responsible for those adults in your life? Do you still? Do you still come from that child and like, I've got to please these adults. I got to take care of these adults. You know, I got to do what these adults say. But you're an adult now. Whoa. Hold on a minute. I grew up in... What? My goodness, I go look in the mirror and there ain't that little kid no more. Look at this grace. Look at this salt and pepper. I love it. But many ways I still feel like that little baby. I still feel like a little girl. Very vulnerable. And in many ways I still am. You know, I still am. I drifted and I gravitated towards people that were more outgoing than me and people that seemed to have more knowledge of others and people that felt like would protect me. You know, if I protected them, they'd protect me. It's ingrained little. If I protected my mom, she'd protect me. Right? If I stayed quiet, if I did this and I did that, to not bring the abuse on my mother, she'd be there for me. But I didn't haunt her forever like I told her I would. And I think she got mad at me for that. She said that to me too. You said you were going to live with me forever. I was young. I was still a girl. I didn't know. I didn't expect she'd hold me to it. So little things. Mommy's mad at me because I didn't live with her forever. I couldn't live with her. And this little grew up feeling like her mom was her best friend. And it even alienated things with me and my big sister. So I get excited with her. And those were the things that, to control me, if I was embarrassing or whatever, or not living up, those were the things that was the punishment. That I wouldn't be able to go with my big sister. So I had to listen to what I was told. I wasn't listened to as much. There were some things that, but it was hard for me to articulate or to explain. There was no blaming anybody else. If I did something, didn't matter how I was pushed or coerced or whatever, it doesn't matter. Didn't matter. Just a kid thing. I was responsible because even if they hold a gun to my head, I still have a choice. In some ways, I am very grateful. Grateful for that. In other words, it made me very hyper-vigilant of myself. Taking responsibility for everything that's done to me. I allowed it. I accepted it. Teach people how to treat you. All that. To the extreme. I take responsibility for everything. It's very empowering, but also like, why do I keep doing this to myself when there's things that I'm actually not doing to myself? But if I take that responsibility for it, then I have the power to change that. Right? I might not be able to change what's happening on the outside. I can always change what's happening on the inside. And if I need help with that, so there we go. There's a closet talk. I better get on to a daily crumb, hey? Okay. My hot chocolate, third one. Yeah, I'll put a couple extra teaspoons in there. It's okay, we're swinging, and it's a flow time. Flow time is a flow time. And acknowledge, release, let it go, heal. Anyway, there's an intimate closet talk that I didn't want to go jumping into the closet that talks about. And, yeah, I had some stuff come up yesterday, putting boundaries down, and those lonely feelings. It's me, my cat, and the dog. And here we are going into the loneliest of weeks. And weekends. Won't see my children on Monday. And then, like, for the next... till next weekend, I get to see 2 out of the 4. I haven't seen my eldest for a long time. Never met my granddaughter. And these are not things that I did to myself. I'll take responsibility, but these are things where others have gotten in there. But still, people make their own choices. And it's the children that hurt the most. My granddaughter is missing out on so much love from one of her grandmothers. And to rub children, and people that actually loved them, that would be good influences and a great part of their lives and enrich their lives, that's taking away from the children. And I can cry about not meeting my granddaughter, but what is my granddaughter missing out on? They can compensate with others. They can compensate with things that, right, seeing as my kids and stuff don't miss me at all. They won't even notice. I'll do this. Yeah, see. You ain't alone, peoples. Okay, we all grow through some lonely times, but we're here growing together. Alright, this is part of this healing and feeling. And boy, what a blessing it is to be able to feel. I don't want to numb out. I want to feel these emotions. So I don't want to harden my heart and become all cold, that I don't have any compassion for others. So I feel these and acknowledge these. Yes, they're here. There's things, time that can never be gotten back. I'll meet my granddaughter one day. I don't know when. And I'll always be the mother to my children. There's things that just cannot be changed no matter how much anybody else tries. And that's probably what makes them get so angry and try much more harder. Because they can't change those things. They can't change me. I'm going to be me no matter what. So are you going to let these things change you in a way that you get so far that you don't even recognize yourself? Or are we going to go, well, I know who I am. Acknowledge what that little went through. No blame, no shame. No playing the drama game. Whatever that is. That's why it's so important. Do that with inward, that's self-love. Be there for ourselves when there's nobody else. So who do you got? Like, who I got if I ain't here for myself when there's no one else? Right? Got calls, people got things going on. They can't just drop everything, be here for me. Like, come on. So I need to be here for me. I need to be here for this little. Come with me. I know. Jesus is my strength. God is my strength. The earth is my strength. I'm this little human dependent on it all. Right. And I pick myself up after I fall. And I can only do that because I call in that help. I'm not really actually picking up myself. Okay, here we are. This is a longer one. It's been a while since I had a long video like this, so. But here we grow. Here we grow. Let me just do this. I'm just gonna randomly. I got this here. To take care of ourselves after you've watched through the end of this video. I know it can be hard to get through, but you know what? Hey, we gotta let it flow. Let it flow, right? And if you're having a problem, watch that. What's in you? What's it bringing up in you? Okay. The perfect human, the perfect man of old, looked after himself before looking to help others. Take some time to be outside this evening, today, whenever that is. Breathe in the fresh air and breathe out the stresses of the day. Or even after you're watching this, if you're feeling some heaviness or whatever, let it go. Don't carry my stuff, please. Okay? It's not yours to carry. Hello, it's mine. Don't pick up my stuff. That's mine. I love you. I love you. Okay. Watch the sunset reflect on the vastness of the universe as you enjoy Mother Nature and all she has to offer. It's 51. That's the 6th. Alright, so that reflection. Don't carry my shit. You got your own shit to transmute, okay? We don't need to carry everybody else's. Lovingly release others to their own life lessons. I share, not for your pity, not for anything like that, but to show you you're not alone. I share to be example of, you know what? We can feel those feelings and we can let them go and we can move on. But we can't if we carry them on, if we keep carrying on, we keep caught in the circle instead of seeing we're in the cycles. The sacred spirals is what I mean, right? And we can change those cycles. Carry on the cycles that work and keep empowering us and ourselves, others, our loved ones, whatever. and releasing all those ones. That's toxic. Got to recognize it in ourselves first. We can't stop or change those cycles in anyone else. We can only do it in ourselves. Begin within. All right. Grow. Grow, grow, grow. Okay? Biggest heart hugs ever. I love you all. Thank you. And you know what? Hey, if you want to do a little video too, do that. It's not about for show. Again, it's really to be an example and to let you know you're not alone. You're not alone. And you're worthy here. Right? And you're accepted no matter what you feel. Right? Hey, what? Hey, I know there's more than one place, but if it have to start with like one place, you're always accepted. You can always come here. You know, come as you are and take me as I am. Yeah! This is how we roll here. Okay? Love you so. Thank you. Oh, let me just throw that away.